Good afternoon. It is 4 p.m. here in South Korea. I am Arirang News, AI anchor, Arirang. President Yoon and First Lady Kim will make a state visit to the Netherlands on December 11th. This will make President Yoon the first South Korean leader to do so in 62 years of bilateral ties. His visit comes as he seeks to strengthen semiconductor cooperation with the European country, including ceremonies and meetings with politicians. Yoon said to visit ASML headquarters with the Dutch king. South Korea has imposed new sanctions on 11 North Koreans involved in the regime's development of spy satellites and ballistic missiles. They include those at North Korea's National Aerospace Development Administration and officials at the regime's Munitions Industry Department. Also on Friday, the U.S., Japan and Australia issued separate sanctions on different North Korean individuals and organizations. This comes after the North launched what it claims to have been a military spy satellite. The U.S. has decided to keep North Korea on its list of state sponsors of terrorism this year. It said the regime has repeatedly provided support for acts of international terrorism in 2022. According to the U.S. State Department on Thursday, the report provides U.S. Congress a full and complete insight into acts of terrorism. North Korea has remained on the list since 2017. Cuba, Iran, and Syria are also on the list. South Korea's exports rose for the second consecutive month in November. According to the industry ministry on Friday, the total amount of exports last month jumped 7.8% on year to $55.8 billion, the largest so far this year. The ministry attributed this to surges in outbound shipments of semiconductors, one of the country's biggest export items, which saw an increase for the first time in 16 months. World leaders gathered in Dubai as the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference kicked off on Thursday. Delegates agreed on the first day of the conference to proceed with actualizing a fund to help compensate vulnerable countries coping with loss and damage caused by climate change. After years of negotiations, it was during COP27 in Egypt last year that nations extended their support for the need to set up the fund. South Korea's overseas construction orders are booming, thanks to strong demand from the Middle East. According to the Trade Ministry, total overseas orders recorded from January to November amounted to $23.4 billion, a 13% jump from the same period last year. Orders from the Middle East rose more than threefold in the same period. The ministry said overseas orders are expected to reach the target level of $30 billion at the end of this year. That is all for today. Thanks for watching.